welcome back to another episode of Fettcraft. Just solo again. To follow up the previous episode where we just did a quick look around and catch up, I'm gonna now show you downstairs here on the other side where I have now built a smeltery, and we're gonna start doing some smeltery-ring. Oh, I should get some cobble out. I need some cobble to make the things with the things. Yeah, you know what I mean. The things with the things. This is technical. Don't worry about it. Go down here. Take it right. This is all going to look prettier at some point. Oh, there it is. Look at it. See, we got some lava. Okay. So, what we need is we have these wooden molds, patterns, but what we need is to make some metal molds that we can make metal tools in on these tables. And there's two things you can make the metal molds out of: gold, which is, you know, kind of expensive, or something called aluminum brass. Look in here. This is the mighty smelting. Make the most of your metals. And it gives you a little introduction, blah, 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 blah. And we obviously have this already, so we're not going to read any of that. We'll talk about it as we melt these metals. But what we want here is the alloys. Get bronze from 3 copper, 1 tin, aluminum brass. That's what we're looking for to make these metal molds. Aluminum brass made from aluminum, 3 aluminums, and 1 copper. Okay? And this other stuff that we want is alumite, which is made from 5 aluminum, 2 iron, and 2 obsidian. And that's going to allow me to make a pick which can mine cobalt and ardite in the nether, so I can make this manulin, or manulin. I'm not sure how that's pronounced, and I don't think anybody who does any YouTube videos knows how this is pronounced. Manulin. I'm going with manulin. It does look like screw it. Manulin. Okay? I think it's manulin. Cobalt and ardite 2 and 2 get you manulin. And that's a nice thing to make some of your tools out of. And actually, steel is not a bad early thing to make your tools out of. But since I have I have the aluminum, the iron, and the obsidian, I'll just make alumite at first, and then we'll go from there and probably make some cobalt and manulin based tools after that. So let's get started. Let's at least get the aluminum brass and get the molds going here in this episode. So, what was it again? And I was just looking at aluminum brass made from 3 aluminum, 1 copper. Alright, so we go to our smeltery controller. Make sure you have lava in your seared tank. We go to our smeltery controller, right click on it. And I cheated a little bit. Don't mind my clutter here. I have a bunch of other stuff from other things I'm doing. 3 aluminum. This is 3 times 4 aluminum, which equals 12 aluminum. Math. And 1 copper times 4 is, well, 4 coppers. So if you hold down Shift and click those in, and wait. It does take a while to do some of these. It takes a long time to do obsidian. Just wait for that when we're making that other stuff. It's going to take a while to do that. These go slow, but not quite as slow as the obsidian does. So I'm going to show you these. This is the stencil table, which is, I put a blank pattern in here. A blank pattern, by the way, in the crafting bench. It's stick, and then planks, and you get 1 blank pattern. I'll show you what one looks like, but it looks like this, but without the little silhouette of a tool part in it. And then you put one of those blank patterns in here and do next pattern. You can't see it, but if you do next pattern, you see these things pop up, and you can write one of these to your blank pattern, which is how I made all of these. Okay, so that's all that the stencil table is for. Then you have this pattern chest, which those patterns that you made from the stencil table with your blank patterns, you can take them and then put them in this pattern chest and store them in here. Say, great, well, why would I just store them in a chest? Because chests are nice and they exist already. Well, because if you right-click on this part builder, it attaches to the pattern chest, and you can just grab these things and pull them over, which we're going to do. We're going to do that in a minute. We're going to check and see how things are going. Oh, I already got something melted. The molten, I got the aluminum melted, and as soon as this copper melts, it's going to mix with the aluminum and make molten aluminum brass. I have 32 ingots of it, as you see. All right, so now we're going to use that to start to make some metal versions of these wooden pieces, okay? So I'm going to make, oh, I wish I had more inventory space. You know what? I'm going to store some stuff in here temporarily. Oh, but not that, though, because I need that right now. You guys can go in there for my previous project. The bed. Oh, don't forget the bed in here. This, that. Okay, and we can put those, the balls of moss we'll be using later, in there. Come back here. And to turn these blank patterns into something, well, the first thing you do is you want to take the blank pattern. Let's take the pickaxe head pattern and put it down here. You can put it in either slot, actually. I would just put it here, and you put cobblestone in there. And you see it takes, okay, it's got a base durability 131, handle modifier 0.5 times, minus B40, minus level iron, attack 0.5 hearts. But if you hover over each one of these, it tells you what the material cost. This one has a material cost of 8, which means it would suck up 8 cobble just to make one of these. This pickaxe has a material cost of 1. So when I click on this, this will just go down by 1. Okay? See? And it's still got, you can keep making this. There's no reason to continue to make stone pieces, though, because we want to make metal stuff. So we got one stone pickaxe head. I'm going to make a couple things here. Tool rod pattern, which is 0.5. This is going to give me some pieces back, some shards, stone shards, which I think can be used for stuff, but I'm not exactly sure what just yet. But I just want this to make the casts that I'm about to make. So I'll put that over here. We got a tool rod, we got a pickaxe, we want tool binding. Once again, this it's only 0.5, so you get a shard left over. I'm actually going to do a couple different ones, so since I have all that, all of these I'm going to need, well, except for these two things, all of these I'm going to need in aluminum brass cast form eventually. So with the sword blade, make one of those. With the shovel head, make one of those. The regular axe head, make one of those. The guard patterns I will not make, because usually I'll make those out of paper so I can add a modifier to my tool, which I'll explain later. We did the regular tool binding. We'll do a large blade pattern. That's going to take 8. Watch this. Bam. What was that, 58? It's not 50. That means it's going to take 8 of the metal to make it, too. Don't need a pan pattern. Don't need a fletching pattern. Regular knife blade. I'm probably not going to make any knives right now. I'm not going to make a chisel, I don't think. What the hell, while we're here, we'll do them. Stone knife blade. We'll make a chisel. There's a chisel. Put that back. Now we need a tough rod. That's going to take 3, so it'll be down to 45. And we need the tough binding. You know what? I made the stuff. I might not even make metal casts of these, but what the heck? We're on it. We'll do it. Don't need the wide board. I'm not gonna make any signs. Don't need to make metal bowstrings. Do eventually maybe. I don't make excavators, but you know what? I'm gonna save the excavator and the hammer because I don't make those usually. This large plate is called for on a few things, so we'll make that. This is one of the greatest things ever created in any mod, and I'll show you the lumber axe at some point. And this thing's pretty cool too, and that takes 8. So I'm not gonna have enough metal to do all of these right now. I'm gonna need a lot more molten aluminum brass. I'm actually gonna need. Let's look at the cost and calculate. We need 8. That's 24 right there. And then I'm not gonna do these two. I'm not gonna. Those two usually will be paper, so I'm not gonna make half out of those. We got stone tough rod. Where were you? Where were you there? That's 3. And yeah, this definitely. What was it? 32 we have over there. It'll be close, but we won't have enough. You know what? I'm just gonna just go and do it now because I'm gonna use it. Gotta use it. Get some more alu. Get 1, 2, 3, 6 of those. Cup. We'll get 1, 2 of those. Good old ME system. I love you, ME system. You're my best friend ever. Alright. I'm losing my mind. It's almost 3 a.m. in the morning and I'm recording this. So put aluminum in there, copper in there, and while those are melting, we can get to creating these things. So let's get rid of you guys. So we'll do the pickaxe and the shovel and the axe head all in one shot here. So you put them in your hand, okay, and you just right click them down on the table, and bam, there they are. Right click it down, right click it down. All right. Make sure. I know the only thing we have in here is molten aluminum brass, but when you have other molten things in here, you have to make sure to click it, left click it, to send it to the bottom. It's the thing on the bottom that's going to come out of the drain when you right click them. So now you know you got the metal you want on the bottom. You just right click these drains and then it'll pour out. Bam, bam, bam. Gives them a second, and look, it hardens pretty quickly. And you get this cast. See it? Pickaxe head cast. Cool, huh? And there's the shovel head cast. And there's the axe head cast. And we'll take the stone pieces back. We're hopefully never going to need those again. I tend to just stone, pick, shovel. I'll just throw these in the bottom of this chest that I have set up here. And actually, let's move these down because I like to have my patterns at the top, and I'll be reclaiming all this stuff once I'm done putzing around in here anyways. So don't you worry your pretty little heads over all of this junkola. I know there's a lot of like people who think that they're OCD that play this game. You're not OCD, you're just anal. There's a difference between being OCD. That's a real medical problem that people have. And that OCD thing is thrown around a little too much for my liking. Because I've known people who actually do have OCD and ADD and they can't really function normally. You people, most of you are just anal. Wanting to, like, seeing this gravel back here and wanting to put smooth stone in, or taking this out and wanting to put smooth stone in, I want to do that too. And I don't have OCD or ADD. That's just anal. That's just wanting to make things look nice. And eventually I'm going to get rid of this dirt. It's all going to be either smooth stone or stone bricks or something, you know, uniform. That's just being anal. You're just anal. Just accept it. Stop using OCD. one sword blade, and all the rest of these are multiple. Oh no, the knife blade. I think these are all singles. Put that. Sword blade. Knife blade. Again, right click, right click, right click. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam. Take those back. And you get the idea here. This is how you make your casts that will eventually be made. So that was the tool rod cast, sword blade, and knife blade. So tool rod, sword blade, knife blade. Now here comes the expensive ones, and we have plenty of ingots in there now. So let's do the large sword blade, which is going to be what we need to make that cutlass, which I need to go to a village to find an extra pattern that you can't get, you can't make in the game. You have to find it in a village. Something like a wide guard pattern or tough guard pattern or something like that. Something you can't make with the part with the stencil table. It's something that's not, you can hit next pattern all day and you'll never get the thing that you need to make this sword called a cutlass, which is the sword you want. Trust me on this one. Alright, so some of these may take a little longer because, well, or not. Let's just make a liar out of me, why don't you? Okay, get the molds. Get these back. So we got the tough rod cast. I'm going to put those together. And large blade cast. So we got the knife blade, the sword blade, and the large blade all right there. Tough rod. And the chisel, which is kind of like a little different, will go there. So sword blade, chisel, tough rod, yeah, sword blade, large blade, yeah. Alright, so we have 3 left that we really need to worry about turning into, and these are all 8 jobbers. So, well, there's more than 24, good. So there goes the plate, broad axe, and scythe, however you friggin' pronounce that word too. Pour, bam, 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 thank you, ma'am. Alright, and so large plate, broad axe, and the thing that chops things really nice. And we'll put that there, that there, that there. And since I decided we don't really need these right now, I'll show you what we do. Let's grab some of the paper. It's a stack of paper, so it's regular paper, and you put it in a crafting window. You just put 4 papers in a 2x2 crafting area, and it'll make a stack of paper. And the stack of paper you use, like so. Let's say we want to make a tool binding. You put a stack of paper in there, and you get some 2 paper back. You make 1 paper binding, and you get 2 paper back. I'm going to make a couple paper. Can I stack? Oh, you can't stack them. I know I'll use those at some point. So you have to take the leftovers out before you get another one. You take the leftover out, you get another one. Okay, 4 should be good. And now I can turn these 8 back into paper stacks. Bam, bam. All right. And put that back in. That's generally that, and guards are the only things that I make, use paper. We'll do some tough bindings. It's going to take more paper. It takes, bam, takes 3, 2, 3. Okay, so we got 4 each of those bindings, so it'll be a little bit nicer, quicker to make tools when we go to make them. Put those here. Bam, bam. So that's how you make casts. And these casts, I don't have any metal in here yet. I'm going to make some alumite to allow that to happen. And well, I guess we'll just do that now. Well, let's look at the trusty book again. This will be a slightly long episode, but it's fine. That is made from 5 aluminum, 2 iron, 2 obsidian, which we happen to have in the right combination here. 5 times 4 is 20, so we have 20 aluminum more. That's 5 4 times. Duh. I know math is hard for some people. It's easy for other people, and so I just kind of think in math, but I try to explain it to everyone so they understand. If I were to split this in, well, I can't. Yeah, well, you can't. We'd have 4 stacks of 5, and here we'd have the 2s that we need here, and the 2s that we need here, if you get it. So 5, 1 for here, 1, and 5 aluminum ore, 2 iron ore, and 2 obsidian, like it said in the book. And we've just done that 4 times. So that's yeah, why that's, the numbers are kind of different, because I've just multiplied the total amount needed by 4. And I know some people are like, are you seriously explaining this to us right now? Yeah, because, you know, some people are just not good with math. So I'm shift left clicking the aluminum ore in. I hope I have, yeah, this smelter is big enough. The iron ore and the obsidian, which is going to take 18 hours to smelt. You'll see this aluminum will go first, I believe. Then the iron and the obsidian will take, you know, probably your entire lifetime before it's actually melted. So hang tight. We'll watch this happen in real time so you get an idea of, if you know things, if you're doing this yourself, you go, oh, how come this isn't working? How come it's not going? It's because it takes time. It's just the thing. It's just the thing. I'm having some of my frosty beverage while we wait. You'll see the aluminum will melt first. And you get this pinky looking, light pink aluminum layer up here. But as the other things melt, it will mix with it. When it just detects when it has the correct portions and mixes those things in together. And by that, now you have to be careful what you're putting in there. If you already have something, like if you wanted molten aluminum for some reason, you got to be careful not to also then throw some iron and obsidian in there. Like if you think, oh, I want some molten aluminum and some molten iron and some molten obsidian blocks, that's not going to work, because at least not partially, because it's going to try and mix some of those things in the ratio that's described in Mighty Smelting. The smelting of the mightiness. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. It's now after 3 a.m. here. And getting a little loopy. A little loopy. Had a little rum coursing through the veins and a little loopy. Redskins stunk up the joints. And now you got a little layer of molten iron, because iron doesn't mix. Iron by itself will not mix with aluminum. But as soon as the iron and the aluminum see this molten obsidian get in the tank, they'll all mix together happily, and they'll make, instead of making a layer of molten obsidian here, the 3 things will mix together into a whole new thing that's going to allow you to make a pick that you can take to the nether and get cobalt and ardite with. Which, cobalt is my preferred material for making lots of things. Not everything, but oh, see, there they are. They mixed. And they shot themselves to the bottom, which is nice. Molten alumite down here at the bottom. So we're going to make a pickaxe head out of molten alumite real quick, just to show you how that's done. I'm not going to put the tool together or anything yet in this episode, because we're approaching, well, a long episode. So you take your pickaxe head cast that we made with our bronze aluminum earlier, or whatever you call it, yeah, bronze molten aluminum brass. I always want to call it bronze aluminum brass. You right click it in the table, and then double check, make sure you have the right thing clicked onto the bottom. Left click on the bottom. It's on the bottom. Not that would be bad. We don't want to make an aluminum brass pickaxe head. If we were to right click this drain now, with the yellow stuff would pour out, and we just make a pickaxe head out of the casting material, and we don't want that because it's not very good at mining. It definitely won't let us mine cobalt. This stuff will. So I'm going to shut up and right click drain now. It's pretty pink. Okay, there it is. Elamite pickaxe head. Take your cast back here and put it back in the box here. I wish you could put these metal casts into the pattern chest too, because I mean it's there and it'd be nice to have it like double the size and throw those in, but you can't if you try and put it in. It don't let you put the wooden things in there. So yeah. So we have a pickaxe head, which we're going to mix with one of these paper bindings and a tool rod cast in a later episode and show you how to build those in the part table. Well, this is a tool forge. You can't have a regular part table, but tool forges are nicer and they give you access to some other things. You pick pickaxe and you put this thing in here, and then you'd have to put the one of the paper bindings here, and a rod that we're going to form in the next one, and you'll get a tool, which you can name on the fly. No anvil necessary. But we will do that next time. Thanks for watching another episode of Fettcraft. Oh, I still have my reading glasses on. I look so dapper, debonair, and smart. Yay for smelting. Oh, yeah, stick some dirt. Okay. See you next time. Bye-bye.